Hi everyone, Minerva here. So today I'm going to work on a little folded bag. This is for a challenge by a Josie Giddo from International Crafters on Facebook. She made, well, first she painted some fabric with the jelly plate and with stamps, and then she made a sewing kit. I'm not going to make a sewing kit. I'm going to follow the same technique and make a little folding wallet or whatever to put papers or envelopes in, or maybe store craft items. So this is the fabric I painted, and this is the fabric where I glued some napkins on. So I'm just going to separate these two. Yeah, it's easier if I separate them. I used cotton knit, which is a little flimsy. It's not as sturdy. So I'm going to add some interfacing just to give it a little bit more sturdiness. I think this is an iron-on. Yeah, it's an iron-on interface. So I'm going to iron it to the painted fabric. Just to give it a little bit more body. I was going to use a thicker one, but I don't think it's necessary. Then it will probably, I wouldn't be able to fold it properly. So let me heat up the iron. I don't want to set up the ironing board, so I'm just going to iron it right on the table. So for those of you who don't sew, this material, you use it on, it says light to medium weight fabrics. You put this, or you iron this on fabric to give, for blouses. You can use it on collars, facings, pockets. To give it a little bit more, to control the fabric better and stabilize the fabric, maybe that's the word. So this napkin fabric is going to be the outside. I'm not sure she had it. No, I don't think it was double. Well, maybe it was. It'd be quite small if I double it. I don't know. I think this was double, and then she put the she made the pockets with the other fabric. So I'll just put it on the whole thing, it won't hurt. If I use this for, you know, leftovers for another project, it won't hurt if it has interfacing on it. So you put the shiny side down, that's where the glue is. Okay. And should be medium heat. Just gonna quickly glue this on. This could work with other things, like with some paper. If you have a paper you want to use and it's very thin and delicate, maybe you can glue it to this first. Just once you iron it, it's completely glued onto whatever you iron it. Something under this. So, make sure it's completely attached. Let it cool for a couple of seconds and you're ready to cut it. See, it's already glued on. Making sure. Okay. I'm just gonna leave the iron on because I might need to use it again. So I guess this is folded over, but I was planning on having it a little bigger. Must be folded over because you need the inside. Oh well. I'm just gonna cut this here. Not gonna leave any because yeah, I want to be able to sew on the paper so that I'm sure it's. I'm not gonna leave any sewing allowance. I'm gonna sew at about 1/4 of an inch from the edge. Yeah, when you first start sewing, oh, you're terrified of cutting it. And you measure, and now I just eye it. It's good enough. So this is going to be folded. But the thing is, I'll show you in a minute. I'm going to sew this and turn it. These are going to be the pockets, so I got to see which way is the longest. This way. So I'm going to pick out, it doesn't really matter, but this side has a little bit more stamping on it. The thing is, when I do all the folds and things, I'm still going to have to is done. It's just going to be this big. Ooh, if I want it bigger, maybe I can fold it here. And this will be the outside, and put the pockets here, up to here, and this will be covered. That way it will come out bigger. Hope I'm not talking too low. Okay, what I just was figuring out is if I fold it in half, it's going to be too small. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to fold it halfway, and then the pockets will cover up to here. So I don't need to have this going all the way down. So I'm going to measure this again. And the pockets will be from around here. Let's just put it halfway from the top, and then cut here. Let me leave a little bit of space just in case. See how easy this cuts now? How different it is from cutting. Look how sturdy it became. Makes a lot of difference using that interface. I'm going to cut here. Now I'm going to have to figure out how. Let me cut over here. Now, this is not straight, but it doesn't matter. Okay, this is the inside. This would be here, the pockets. And maybe what I should do is attach this first. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to sew this, so that I thought I would be able to sew it and turn it over. Guess not. Sew this on and then turn it over and sew this. Let me try that. So I'm just going to go ahead and sew this. I'll be back in a sec. I'm not going to turn. Okay, so I decided to show you how I'm going to sew this. I'm going to use the edge of the foot here to measure about 1/4 of an inch. I'm going to go forward. Okay, it's on. Let me put it a little bit closer. There you go. For some reason, whoa! I wasn't hitting it. So like I said, I'm using, I want to go back. I'll let it go. it starts to wrinkle, you just lift the foot up. And I'm going to secure the stitch. What I'm using is a quilting thread, which is stronger. Oops, the bobbin thread broke. Let me make sure it's, for some reason, this bobbin thread is so hard to take out of. Let me re-bobbin it. Oh, no way. It's something in here. I'm gonna have to clean this and oil it. I'm bringing the bobbin thread up. Okay. So I'm going to move the camera again. Well, let me see if I can do this now. Okay, what I was thinking is that I sewed this on, and if I could do this side, then I guess I'll have to use a seam binding. I have here some left over from another project. I'll go ahead and do that. Okay, so I got the bottom edge sewn in. I had to take this apart because I had sewn it to the back side, and this is where the pockets are supposed to be. So now I'm going to make it wide, and I'm going to sew in the pockets. See the mark now. Gonna eye it. This will go in like that. So the pocket should be around here. I'm going to go slowly and backstitch so that it's secure, and try to go down as straight as possible. One pocket. The bobbin thread is giving me trouble today. And the next pocket should be around here. Girl. Okay. So there's the two pockets. Cut this. parts. So now what I'm going to do is, even though I'm going to put some, I have this oven here in the way. I'm going to go ahead and secure the sides, just to be sure. All I need to secure is this. I want to secure this. There you go, the bobbin thread messed up. Okay, let me pause. Change the bobbin. Okay, so here we go. Okay. So that's secure. I'll secure this one. Okay, my neighbor's sick. That's it. So this would be the size, and the 3 large pockets. Now I would have to attach this. Let me see if this is going to work, if I have enough. This was left over from another project. One, two. Yeah. Let's see if I can do this here. Mitering the corners is what. First I'm going to fold this down. Like that. And put it in here. It's supposed to be a foot for this, but I don't think I have it. Just gonna start right there on the edge, and it's gonna take some of the pocket space, but that's okay. We'll give it a nice finish. Let me see if I can use this foot for this. You have to be as close to the edge as possible, but what I'm going to do is move. You can move the zigzag thing, move the needle, so that I can use this as a guide. And let me see how far in that goes. That would be about right. So that's what I'm going to do. Let me start at the edge and try not to like I said, use the foot as a guide, the edge of the foot, and not look at the needle. If I look at the needle, I'll go. Lift the foot because it tends to want to wrinkle. The trick is, don't look at the needle, look at the guide. Now here's the hard part. I need to fold this. So what you do is you go to the end. We need to miter this. See if I remember how to do it. I think you go to the end. Oh, this really sounds strange. It's the bobbin. Darn it. Okay, I went all the way to the end. Let's see if you see this. Now I'm going to flip it back. And fold it again. And that's how you would miter it. Oops. See, that's how you miter it when it's a double bias tape. There's something wrong with this. Maybe the pressure is too. So I'm going to wish I had a pin there. I think I'm going to bypass the, see, the needle, the thread was joined there. Something messing up this thread here. I don't know what it is. I'm going to bypass one of the notches here. I'm just going to bypass it, see what happens. It means I'm not going to put the thread in and, you know, one of the notches in there, save it. Now it's too loose. The whole video is gonna be me messing with the bobbin. The bobbin video. See if we can get this done. Be better if you pin, but I'm not going to bother with that. If it was, you know, if it was some clothing or something, or where you had to be very precise, I would probably pin it down, but I'm not going to pin now. I'm just trying to cover the raw edges of this thing. Keeps wanting to wrinkle. Go to the edge, a little backstitch, just to make sure. And I think the last time I cut it because the bobbin, come on. Very, see if I'm gonna have to cut it anyway. Well, this is what I did. I just like kind of push it in, put it where it's supposed to be, and then fold it. That's how you get the bias corner with this kind of bias tape. Before I get here, I'm going to cut and fold this under. Come on. And sometime soon I'm going to have to clean and oil this. If I had my silicone spray, I would spray some in there, but I don't see where it is. Something about the... I don't think it's the bobbin, it's something in here. Somewhere. Hopefully this is the last time I have to do this before I finish. So I push this in to where I want it to fall and fold. Backstitch to secure. Usually doesn't make all this nice. Let me get scissors. And what I'll do is cut straight that way. Cut it around here. Fold it in. Like that. Try to get this in there because it will want to come out. Now I'm going to sew almost to the end, about 2 stitches away from the end, which is easier said than done. Now I'll do it manually, and then I'll turn this. There you go. And then when backstitch, try to backstitch to the place, you know, there. I'll snip all those threads later. And here, I didn't do that. I'll just put the needle in one of the last stitches. That's it. And let's go back to the table. I'm going to pause this and okay, so I see on the other side it wrinkled a little bit here, but that's okay. New pockets. I don't remember any. I'm not gonna. I didn't stamp on the napkin. Like, maybe I'll do that. I don't know. So this one is gonna fold in this way. It looks better this way, doesn't it? Oh well. So that's my little, it's not a sewing kit, it's I don't know, a little wallet to put things in. It has 3 pockets, the middle one is larger. What I am going to use to close it is one of these headbands. Since I use this color, I'll probably go with yellow and get one of these buttons here. A bigger one. This one would be great, but the color is not. Probably use that one. So I need to figure out I think this, well, it won't be too tight. It'll be okay. So let me put this button on here, and it might be a bit too big, but I'll show you what I do to put the buttons on with the sewing machine. I'll see if it worked with this button because it looks like it's a little thick. Let me see it in the sewing machine. It'll be easier. Yeah, it's okay. What I do is I tape the button to the fabric where I want it. Guess I'll have to move the camera again. Okay, so here's what I do. I would probably use let me get another thread. I don't like this color thread for this button. Okay, so I got some brown thread. Now what I do, see this button is way too high, but I lift the lever, lift it all the way up, then I push it in, and I'm going to work with the zigzag knob. I think you see it right here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the needle in the hole to the left. I'm going to find that. Nope. There it is. There. Now, see? The needle is so high that it's not going to... Well, let me take the foot off. See if I can take... You don't really need the foot for this. I'm looking for the hole. There it is. So I'm going to see if it turns to the... I don't have this on a zigzag, that's why it's not turning. Okay, now it's going to turn to the other side, and I need it to go a little bit further away, so here it is. So I'm going to see if it goes back and forth. I'll do it manually. It's going back and forth in the holes, and it's not moving. And the ideal thing would have been to turn off the whatchamacallit, what pulls the fabric so it doesn't move. Oops, it's moving. There. So there I go. Do it as many times as you think you need, and that's it. If this was another, you know, if I wanted to, I would pull the thread to the back and tie it, make a knot. But here I'll just probably put a dot of glue in the thread. So that's my button sewn in, and what else? Since I'm going to put the foot back on, and I'm going to leave it with those settings. That would be like a tack, what you call a tack, a fabric tack. I'm going to fold this and put the, let me get some of these threads out of the way. Love this button, looks nice. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in the button. And I'm going to pull it. I'm going to have to tie this at the same... Well, you know what? I know what I'm going to do. Well, I don't have to sew this. I'll just put it in this way. Right? And you just close it, and that's it. It's got that little metal thing there. So that's it, guys. That's my little sewing knot kit. Not sewing kit. Over here, I'm going to put some kind of embellishment to hide this little wrinkle here. I don't know if you can see that right here. And I don't think I'll be adding anything else to it. Unless I decide to stamp this. And then you just open this. If this gives me a problem, I'll just try to secure it right there. Maybe I could sew in a tag right there. Let me see. See if we can do that without breaking the needle or something. Oops, it won't go in further in that way. Put it in here. Try to get it as close as possible. Not easy. Okay, let me put this back to the sewing straight sewing. The feet, that's what this is called. I was trying to remember. Right here. Maybe I should do this by hand. Okay, it stitched it in a little bit. Let's see if that keeps it in place. See? It's got a couple of stitches here. Oops. So that way it won't come out. Bring it around. Pull it in. That's it. Okay, guys. If I embellish it or whatever, I'll take a picture. Thanks for watching. Bye. Okay, so here are the embellishments I added. I put on a rickrack around the outside to cover the seams. I added these little hydrangea flowers in the corners. And one here to give it that 3D look, 2 leaves and some hydrangea petals. And I had some rickrack left over, just enough to cover the seam inside here on the edge. And I didn't have any labels. I remembered I had this one that came with this machine, a paper tagger it's called. So I remember I had this tag. And I went ahead and I tagged it on with the little thing. They all came in the package with the tagger. I had them for a while, hadn't used them. This looks like the stuff that the quilters use instead of pinning the quilt. Anyway, that's the embellishments. I did do some stamping, but I should have done the stamping before I put on a coat of glossy Mod Podge because it acts as a resist. It did take on some I had to blot it though because it wouldn't dry. So that's all I'm gonna do to it. It will close, like I said, like that. This hasn't dried yet, so I'm just gonna let it sit. So it's my little bag. I really like it. And this fabric with tissue paper, it came out really nice. It's nice and sturdy. I really like the way it turned out. And the pockets with that interfacing, they're nice and sturdy too. They're not flimsy. So, thanks for watching, and thanks Josie for this project. It's really nice, and there's a lot of stuff you can do with this technique. Thanks a lot. Thanks again for watching, and bye.